Okay, in the final part of our three-part series, systems, innovation, and change. Now, there are many ways to lead systems change, and for many of us, one of the ways is taking the pathway of educating those who hold systemic power and position power and systemic privilege of what they didn't learn in school. Because for every single person on this earth, our university and learning experience is incomplete. It is also rooted in a very Eurocentric, or what Dr. Joe Fagan calls the white racial frame. And when I wanted to understand my cultural identity from the lens of my ancestors, for example, taking the DNA test and learning that probably my grandmother came from West Africa, learning that I had roots in Benin, Togo, I was so curious. And this is where, when you think about the first set of the self-transformation part of that transformation model, this is where the self-coaching model came in, because I had to learn to coach myself. I had to stay curious, Carlin. You may not know everything, but stay curious. And that cultural curiosity is what led me diving down the rabbit hole and discovering the African medicine wheel and wanting to teach this to everyone. So we started integrating it into our psychological safety training, and also our ancestral leadership programming when we worked with leaders. Actually, our three-part transformation model, self transformation, community transformation, and systems transformation, is actually one of the tools we use a lot in our training workshops with corporate organizations when we train C-suite leaders. And it has just been so revolutionary to see the shift and the change, as many are tapping into their critical thinking skills. But how do we sustain that change? How do we make sure that this is something that we can always tap back into? So this is where the success system came in, because I knew that transformation, cultural transformation, whether it's in the workplace, in our communities, if it is not supported by a strong and consistent self-transformation journey, you're simply upholding the status quo. You cannot change systems, right? Systems don't dismantle themselves, people do. The very same systems that are currently in place right now, they did not magically appear. People created them, and now we have people sustaining those systems. So when we think about our connection to all living things, I am nature, you are nature, we're all connected to the elements. Again, understanding the wisdom of my birth year, I really wanted to take this, because I'm one person, and I really wanted to share more with the rest of the world. And this is where not just the success system, but also Kofa.ai was birthed. I really wanted to accelerate the learning, the healing wisdom of our ancestral knowledge systems, as well as creating more tools so that we can accelerate the impact of our ancestral leadership certification program, as well as our emotional and intelligence, emotional and elemental intelligence certification program, which we call our EQ Clarity Coaching Program. That's another certification program we'll be launching soon. I needed to create a system that can support the growth of these certification programs. So in the systems transformation, I also noticed that always talking about the trauma without bringing in the cultural joy or the knowledge, for example, of our birth system, the Mahat principles and how much it resonates. Learning about the women who has shifted culture. When I learned about Cécile Descartes from my native home, St. Lucia, and the fact that she sang songs in Creole, a patois, Ishantek, a lot of songs in Creole, and this is why I need to practice. When I speak to my parents and my colleagues from St. Lucia, moi parle patois, mais l'année à délai, moi ka oublié. Et puis l'année à délai, nous ka bay lot blague. What I said was that we when I don't practice, I stumble, and also we tend to shame each other when we don't know or speak our ancestral language. And that's something I'd like to see stop. All of those things are what inspired me to create Kofa. And most importantly, the other thing that I did around my family system. So we talked about self systems, right? the success system, creating your own personal success system for self-growth, community growth, and also legacy growth. Our community of practice. What is your community of practice? Of course, you have your family, you have your friends, you have your workplace, but really where our work centered on is a sisterhood-rooted community of practice, introducing Sister Talk, and of course, our COFA and success system. But under my family system, one of the things that I created with my nieces and my nephews was to launch Bel Mamai. Bel Mamai means beautiful children. It's Bel Mamai in French Creole, means beautiful children in English. And the first product is a set of affirmations in Creole. So this is a way for me, and this is just giving you a glimpse of some of the things that I have done over the years and what I've been working on behind the scenes. And now we're ready to share more with all of you. So I hope that this gives you an insight into how our transformation models, you may have seen the self, community, and systems model, maybe in our training or online. And we are creating more opportunities to share these insights and frameworks with you. But most importantly, I am so excited to share with you more on our certification programs, more on COFA, and how you can dream big with me, but also dream big with the rest of our community. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more. We will be starting a 6-week IG Live series where I will be sharing the healing wisdom of sisterhood and the 12 principles of practicing sisterhood I learned running Sister Talk Group for over 13 years. More to come.